Good evening and welcome to the March 24th Council meeting. We have a special presentation for our flag salute this evening. If you please stand. I would like to invite Junior Girl Scout Troop 1744, led by Isabella Sanchez, to lead us in the pledge this evening.
Thank you. May I have everyone facing the flag? Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Isabella, would you like to introduce the ladies that are with you?
Yes. So,
I'm Ari.
I'm Valerie Vasquez.
I'm Naima.
And I'm Ruby.
Are we going to get a picture, or are we just going to go?
Yeah, let's do a picture.
He's going to get fired.
All right, are we ready? 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you, ladies. Let's give them another hand. Our next ceremonial is a proclamation for Arbor Day. It's my honor this evening to proclaim April 3rd, 2026 as Arbor Day in the city of Chino. I'd like to call up Dane D'Antonio, Chino Community Services Parks and Recreation Coordinator, and Sal Para, Chino Public Works Supervisor. Okay. Whereas in 1872, the first Arbor Day in the United States was held with over 1 million trees planted in Nebraska. The National Arbor Day Foundation celebrates Arbor Day in April, and the city of Chino has been recognized for over 31 years as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation. Trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. Trees can reduce wind and water erosion, cut heating and cooling costs, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. Trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, and fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. Through the cooperation of the residents of the city of Chino and community groups, the benefits of planting trees and proper conservation practices can be passed on in an enduring heritage of vital natural resources to the city of Chino. Now, therefore, I, Unisemi Loa, Mayor of the City of Chino, do hereby proclaim April 3rd, 2026 as Arbor Day in the City of Chino and encourage each citizen to observe this day by planting 1 or more trees and by participating in the First Friday activities at the Chino Youth Museum courtyard to learn more about the importance of Arbor Day. Would you like to say a few words?
Good evening, Madam Mayor and members of the council. Thank you so much for recognizing the importance of our city trees and the benefits that they provide for our community. We have over 20,000 trees in the city, and with the help of contractor services and city staff, we're able to provide the best maintenance year after year. Obviously, we can't be everywhere at once, so if you see a tree that needs to be trimmed or it's unhealthy or just appears to be declining in any way, please give us a call at Public Works Services at 909-334-3266, or you can visit our Chino website, drop down to report a concern, and enter the tree location and the concern right online, and we'll be more than happy to assist.
Thank you, Mayor, and all the council members for this meaningful proclamation. I'm here today with our latest Chino Youth Museum Board of Director member, Rena Lerma, and we're here to just say that We're excited about this because since 2018, the Chino Youth Museum, in partnership with the city's Green Chino Conservation Program, has proudly hosted a free, family-friendly annual Arbor Day celebration. This event honors Chino's proud designation as a Tree City, USA, and it reflects our shared commitment to environmental stewardship. We warmly invite all the families to join us this year for Arbor Day celebration at the Chino Youth Museum on April 3rd from 3 to 5 p.m. to enjoy an afternoon of nature-themed fun with free admission. The event will feature live environmental entertainment, hands-on educational activities, arts and crafts for all the children, exhibit play, and seed planting. We look forward to celebrating with all of you, and we thank you all again for this proclamation.
Thank you, guys. I'm happy to be here. This is my first council meeting I've attended.
Yes, to get a picture. Thank you very much. Thank you. Next, we have a proclamation for Government Finance Professionals Week. It's my honor this evening to proclaim March 23rd through March 27th, 2026 as Government Finance Professionals Week in the city of Chino. I'd like to call up Kim Sao, City of Chino's Finance Director and Finance Department staff. Would you all please join me up in front? Whereas the California Society of Municipal Finance Officers designates Government Finance Professionals Week each year to recognize the critical role that government finance professionals play in supporting transparent, accountable, and fiscally responsible local government. Government finance professionals serve as stewards of public resources and are responsible for critical functions, including budgeting, financial reporting, treasury management, procurement, and long-term financial planning. These professionals ensure that the public funds are managed with integrity, transparency, accuracy, and accountability, providing elected officials and the community with reliable financial information to support sound policy and operational decisions. Strong financial management supports the delivery of essential public services and strengthens the long-term fiscal stability of the city of Chino. Government Finance Professionals Week provides an opportunity to recognize the dedication, expertise, and professionalism of the individuals who safeguard the financial operations of local government and help maintain the public's trust. Now, therefore, I, Eunice Emiloa, Mayor of the City of Chino, do hereby proclaim the week of March 23rd through 27th, 2026 as Government Finance Professionals Week in the City of Chino, and commend the city's finance professionals for their commitment to responsible and financial stewardship and service to the community. Kim?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to say thank you on behalf of the Finance Department, of Chino Finance Department, for this recognition. It's not every day that the people who are excited about spreadsheets get a whole week of recognition. I wanted to give a little joke that when we do reconciliation, we get this high when we see the zero pops up. Anyway, but I wanted to brag a little bit about our team. These ladies are incredible. And do we have more in our staff here? But these ladies and about 20 other of our finance teams are incredible. You know, they keep the finance organized all day, quietly, and when you don't hear anything from us, it's a good thing. It means everything is in order. And at the end of the day, these ladies go home and they become the chief financial officers of their own families. And they do all of that without a title. And they are amazing. I'm so proud to work with our finance team. Yes. Sherry, our budget manager. Hilda, the finance mama. She takes care of everything in our department. And Sarah, well, we can't live without her. She does our paycheck every 2 weeks. And Lisa, we can't survive without revenues coming in. She's our revenue manager. And Nadine, she's my right-hand assistant. She's our deputy director of finance. And Giselle, watch out. You know, this is what you call stewardship of our money. Before we buy anything, we got to make sure we get quality and we get the right price. Giselle. And this is my team.
Ladies, thank you all for everything you do. Thank your entire team. Now, I understand you would like the whole council down to take a picture with. So, council members, would you please join us in front?
But I think I'm taller. I'm a tall one. Yeah. Sherry. This way? This way too? Sure. Okay, well, make sure it looks good.
She's even organizing the picture.
Yes, she's good at that. I'm going to put my hand by you.
Okay.
Back up.
Okay, everybody ready? 1, 2, and 3. Perfect.
Thank you again very much. Thanks, Sherry. Next, we have the recognition of 2025 Chino Boxing Foundation Award winners. Each month, the boxing coaches pick a boxer of the month. Tonight, I would like to introduce each boxer for 2025, their coach, and acknowledge their accomplishments. Will Vice President Ray Morales and boxing club coach Daniel Esquida please join me up front? Okay.
So we're going to do,
Okay, you're just going to give me the certificates.
and then we'll have you.
Hi, Ray. Okay. However you want to do it. You want to speak a few words first, and then we'll acknowledge the...
Yeah, sure. Thank you to all the families, coaches, and supporters for being here tonight, for believing in our youth. This club is about more than boxing. It's about discipline, respect, and staying in a positive path. To our boxers, we are proud of you of showing up, working hard, and helping each other. Whether you won, lost, or are still waiting for the first fight, you are part of this team and this family. Tonight, we'll recognize a few special awards, like Most Improved Boxer of the Year, and as them being team players, as well as they're developing their leadership skills. But every boxer here will be called up and recognized because your effort and commitment matters. Keep using what you learn in this gym, at school, at home, and in your future. You are stronger than you know, and we believe in you. So moving forward, we're going to go ahead and do the Boxers of the Month. Our first for January, we recognize Jacob Carrillo. All right, Jacob. All right, man.
Good job.
Stand over here, Now we move forward with February, Audrey Ayala. Good job, man. For March, we have Midas Salais. All right, bro, you're looking sharp, bro. For the month of April, we have Daniel Robinson. Moving forward with the month of May, Leonel Rincon. Congratulations, brother.
Keep up the good work.
For the month of June, we have Danny Lynn Barrios. Month of July, we have Jeremy Nieto.
Oh, he's all shy in here. Congratulations,
Come on,
Jeremy.
boy. For the month of August, we have Genevieve Figueroa. You change fast. Good job. For the month of September, we have Luis Centeno.
Luis. In and out, Pupa. Congratulations.
We have for the month of October, Dominic Hernandez. Dom. There he is.
Congratulations, Dominic.
Congratulations, brother. See you again. For the month of November, we have Noah Buenrostro.
You did real good in the Golden Gloves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. Good job. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
For the month of December, we have David Santiago Cruz.
Boxer of the year. Congratulations, David.
Now we have our Boxer of the Year. Our Boxer of the Year goes out to David Santiago Cruz. All right, brother. And our award for our most improved boxer goes out to Jacob Carrillo. All right, bro. Last but not least, we have Sportsmanship Award. Goes out to Noah Buenrostro. All right, bro. Good job, man. And real quick, we just want to introduce our Chino Boxing Committee, the ones that are present. It's Chino Boxing board members, Hector Buenrostro, Yolanda Ogin, Alejandro Cabral, Ted Olden, and we have Janelle V. Esquera. And thank you for attending.
Well, I want to congratulate all of the Boxers of the Month. You've done a tremendous job, and I can't tell you, people in the audience and the ones that are listening, how important this program is. These kids have done an amazing job. They have to keep their grades up. They have to treat each other as teammates. And I want to compliment the coaches as well. You guys spend a lot of hours with these young people, and you're helping them to become very, very productive citizens in our community. So thank you all very, very much. Let's give them another hand.
Shortest to tallest.
Ready? You're so You're terrible. You are terrible. Chino, pay attention.
There you go. Got him, coach. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, next, we have recognition of Mike Garcia for his 35 years of service to the Chino Boxing Club and the Chino Youth Boxing Foundation. Mike, will you please join me up front? Okay, Mike, you want to call up your family members?
Of course. My sister, my nephews, and I want Nikki and I want my nephews and my nephews, please, all of them. My niece, Tiffany's in here somewhere. And then my sister, she's here. If you guys can come up with me, please.
Okay.
Bill and Bonnie.
Bill, Bonnie, Nikki. Extended family, yes. You're all very important to Mike. For the past 35 years, Mike has demonstrated an extraordinary commitment to the Chino Youth Boxing Club and the Chino Youth Boxing Foundation. He has consistently gone above and beyond, demonstrating skill and an unwavering passion that inspires everyone around him. Mike approaches every challenge with resilience and grace, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth and innovation. As a young teenager, he met Lou Marino, one of the founders of the boxing club, who quickly became his mentor and took him under his wing at 15, which led Mike to get involved in the club. Then, in 1989, Mike joined the Chino Youth Boxing Foundation as a board member, eventually serving as treasurer, vice president, and for the last 6 years, president. Mike's continuous efforts have changed and improved the lives of many by providing a foundation that helps keep local youth off the streets. Mike represents the very qualities we aspire to in our leaders: courage, humility, and an unshakable dedication to making a difference. Mike, you will be missed. Your dedication will always live on within both the club and foundation, inspiring all who follow in your footsteps. We wish you the best, and we know that you will stop by future boxing events. Now, I have a plaque that I would like to present to you, and then I'm going to allow you to say a few words, but then you have to give this back to me. Mike gets a little pushy. It says, Mike Garcia, the Chino City Council, on behalf of the citizens of Chino, wish to express their appreciation for your 35 years of dedicated service to the Chino Boxing Club and the Chino Youth Boxing Foundation, and it's dated today, March 24th, 2026. Would you like to say a few words?
A few, right, Mayor? Well, first of all, thank you to the city council, to the whole council, to the city of Chino, all the staff at the NAC. I mean, I'm grateful for working with all of you guys, and to my board members that I worked with through the years. And thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Okay, I'd like to invite, oh, you want to picture this? Okay, picture, first picture. Okay, next I would like to invite up Chief Kevin Menson from the Chino Police Department. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. So, Mike, just on behalf of the Chino Police Department, I want to present you with the plaque and thank you for your 35 years of service. And coming from the standpoint of public safety, it's so important, so critical that we find programs for our youth to really give them something to do, to keep them off the street. And that's what you've done. And you've touched hundreds, thousands of lives over these 35 years, and the kids that you mentored and grew up. And really gave them something to do when maybe they would have been out getting in trouble. So on behalf of the Chino Police Department, thank you, sir, for your service and all your dedication. Thank you very much. Picture.
Next, I'd like to invite up Chino Valley Fire District Board President, Vice President Tom Howie, and Director Harvey Luth to join me up front. Do you want me to hold those for you, Mike?
Thank you, Eunice. Well, on behalf of the Chino Valley Fire, your fire department, we could not have a plaque for you to honor you. You know, I go way back with Mike. We've known each other for many, many years. And Kevin, you're absolutely right. The number of lives that this band and this foundation and the club has touched is pretty amazing over the years. I would say that the Chino Boxing Club is one of the finest programs that we have in the city, and I think it's gotten statewide recognition. So it's pretty hard to beat that. So I want to just say congratulations to you. We have a plaque for you honoring your 35 years of service. And somebody said that we had a plaque that's a little bigger than the police department, but that's okay. Sorry about that. But anyway, so we're pleased to be here. We appreciate obviously all of your efforts. It's been fantastic. Harvey, do you want to say anything?
No. Congratulations. Thank you for all the effort.
Okay, picture.
Let's get a shot.
There's always competition between police and fire. Next, I'd like to invite up Jasmine Cheng from Senator Susan Rubio's office to join me up front.
Hi, good evening. My name is Jasmine. I'm a district representative with Senator Susan Rubio, and I'm so glad to be here today to present Mike with this certificate. We don't have a plaque, but it's bigger than the plaques. So on behalf of the California State Senate, it is my honor to congratulate you on your retirement as president of the Chino Youth Boxing Foundation. I applaud your 35 years of dedication and steadfast service to the community. Your leadership in promoting character development, respect, and self-esteem has helped ensure the success of our future young leaders and has left a lasting legacy for others to follow. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jasmine. Boy, I can't believe it. Now we have our senator who wants to outdo police and fire. Oh, my goodness. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to invite Chino Boxing Club Vice President Ray Morales back up, please. Okay.
Thank you. Mike, with our sincere appreciation, the Chino Boxing Foundation is pleased to present you, Mr. Mike Garcia, with this award in recognition of all your contributions throughout the years and continued support for the Chino Youth Boxing Program. We thank you for everything you did.
Picture. Well, Mike, I have known this guy since he was just a kid. I've watched him care about this community, care sincerely about the youth in our community, go out of his way to help kids, and you have influenced a lot of people's lives, Mike. We're going to miss you on the Boxing Foundation, but you know what? He might come back. You never know.
Well, let's see.
You'll see.
Yeah.
Final one, on three. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much.
Okay, next we have Business of the Month. Our first Business of the Month is a welcome addition to our business community. For the month of March 2026, I would like to congratulate Sue Carnicerita, probably didn't say it right, as one of our new businesses of the month, or not new, but will a representative from business, co-owner Albert Rodriguez, please join me up front. Okay, I'm going to try it again. Sue Carniceria? Oh, close enough. Is a new business that is committed to quality, service, and integrity. They provide fresh, quality meats and authentic products while treating every customer with respect and honesty. Sue Carniceria.
Meat market.
The meat market strives to be a trusted neighborhood market here in Chino, and they have become just that. The meat market offers support, often supports our local youth and school programs such as the Don Lugo High Cheer Team and Chino High Boosters. They have also partnered with fellow local businesses by providing opportunities to showcase their products and services at events. The meat market is proud to be part of the Chino community. They choose to open here because of our strong family-oriented environment and support of local businesses, allowing them to build partnerships and make a positive income while they work. Join me in congratulating one of our March 2026 businesses of the month, the meat market. Please accept this plaque as a symbol of our appreciation.
Thank you.
And would you like to say a few words?
Yes. Well, I just want to say thank you to the Madam Mayor, the City Council. Our first business here, coming to Chino. Some of us used to live here. Coming back, providing services to the Chino community. But I want to thank everybody who has supported us, who has treated us with open arms. And thank you guys so much. And we're truly, truly honored to receive this award from you guys.
Would you like to tell people where you're located?
Yes, we are located at the corner of Central and Philadelphia, right next to 24-Hour Fitness, open Monday through Sunday, 10 to 7, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturday and Sunday. And yes, we are open on Easter, if you guys are interested in going. We will be open. On behalf of myself, Albert Rodriguez, Javier Acosta, and Walter Acosta, again, we'd like to thank you guys so much for your support, and then the community also for opening us with open arms and supporting us through this endeavor.
Thank you very much for tuning, Chino. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can we bring up the family for a picture?
Sure. Families, come up for the picture. We are a community.
Yes.
You don't, buddy?
No, I don't.
Thank you. Congratulations again.
See you soon.
Yes,
See you soon.
absolutely. Absolutely.
The more you go, the faster you learn how to say
Oh
good
my
city.
gosh, I haven't tried for 50 years. I don't do real well. Our second business of the month has been a proud member of our community for 40 years, Yanks Air Museum. Yanks Air Museum opened its doors in the late 80s and has been synonymous with the city of Chino ever since. Not only are they home to some beautiful and historic planes, but they also welcome schools for educational tours and partner with various groups, such as the Civil Air Patrol and those who support individuals with disabilities. Unfortunately, due to an event happening at the museum, Yanks could not be here this evening, so we will send over our congratulations at a later date. But let's give them a hand. Okay. City Manager Wright, do we have any additions or revisions to our agenda?
No changes tonight, Mayor.
Okay, under information, we have external agency report from the March 24th. I would encourage you all to access that on our website. Has some very interesting information. Under public announcements, first, join us for the grand reopening celebration of Ayala Park's batting cages happening tomorrow, March 25th from 6 to 8 at Ayala Park, located at 14225 Central Avenue. The upgraded batting cage area features revamped pitching machines with multiple speeds for batters of all ages and abilities, new striping to the batter boxes, brand new netting and padding around the pitching machines, and LED lighting. The event will feature free hot dogs, and the first 60 batters in attendance will receive a free batting cage token worth 15 pitches. The refurbished batting cages were funded thanks to Measure V, reaffirming the City of Chino's commitment to investing in recreational amenities that enhance our community's quality of life. And we can't wait to see you there. Next, you're invited to celebrate health, wellness, and fun at our annual Healthy Family Day this Saturday, March 28th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Neighborhood Activity Center. Healthy Family Day is a wonderful event focused on the promotion of health, physical fitness, and nutrition for the entire family. Healthy Family Day will feature family fun competitions, kids' activity stations, superhero meet and greet, a photo booth, and more. Join the fun. To learn more, visit cityofchino.org/HFD. Also, get ready to show your Chino pride because Chino Days is back. Join us on Saturday, April 11th and Sunday, April 12th for Chino Days, a free two-day festival celebrating everything that makes Chino such a wonderful place to live. Chino Days will feature free carnival rides, exciting live performances, a chalk art contest, food vendors, beer garden, and more. Join the fun. Visit cityofchino.org/Chino Days to learn more. And finally, I'm pleased to announce that our next State of the City address will take place on Tuesday, April 14th at 6 p.m. at the Chaffey College Chino Community Center. Join us as we celebrate everything we have accomplished together in Chino in the past year, while giving an exciting glimpse of what's to come. This year's theme is Always Home, which reflects our drive to keep Chino a wonderful place to live, no matter how much we grow. Learn more at cityofchino.org/SOTC. Okay, next on our agenda is public communication. This is the time and the place for the general public to address the council on items that are not on the agenda elsewhere. We can't take action on any item that's not agendized, but we'd be happy to hear your concerns. Our first written request to speak is Pastor Harrison from Calvary Chapel, Chino Valley. He's going to provide us with an invocation, so I invite all those who would like to join us to please stand.
Thank you. Let's pray. And Lord, we just thank you for our mayor, our city council, and all those who lead our community, Lord. We pray for wisdom and discernment. Lord, we pray that you would give them integrity as they make decisions, Lord. And sometimes their decisions that they make may not be pleasing to all, but it's for the better of the city. And so, Lord, I pray that you would guide them, direct them, lead them, give them your grace, your love, and mercy. Father, watch over their families. And Lord, as a community, may we be kind. May we love one another. And Lord, may you keep us safe. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Okay. First item on the agenda is the consent calendar. I'm going to be pulling item number 2 because I missed a meeting. Do any council members wish to have any items pulled for discussion? Anyone in the audience want to have any items pulled for discussion? Okay, seeing none, then I would ask for a motion and a second. Are we still doing that verbally? Okay, I need a verbal motion and a second. Motion from Mayor Pro Tem Burton. And second from Councilman Lucio. Please vote. Oops, my mouse is not cooperating. Okay, the balance of the consent calendar passes unanimously. Now we'll take item number 2, which are the minutes for the regular meeting of March 3rd and a study session for March 10th. I need a verbal motion and second. A motion from Councilman Lucio, second from Mayor Pro Tem Burton. Please vote. The item passes 4 yes with 1 abstention, that being my own. Next on the agenda under new business is item number 9, joint exercise of powers agreement, San Bernardino Regional Housing Trust. Consideration of a JPA authorizing participation in the Housing Trust. Our staff report this evening will be provided by our Deputy Director of Development Services, Chris Corbin, and our Director of Development Services, Warren Barillian.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the council. So tonight I'll present for your consideration a joint powers agreement that will allow us to become a member in the San Bernardino Regional Housing Trust. This idea was first floated in 2022 by the county, spent a good portion of their time in 22 and 23 reaching out to cities to share with them the concept. It follows on successes with these types of housing trusts. First in Orange County was one of the first ones back in, I think, 2016. And then in about 2018-19, San Gabriel Valley Regional Housing Trust, they formed, and they've been very successful. So it follows on that success, and it's actually built pretty heavily. The agreement that they've presented to us is pretty closely tied to what those two agencies did and how they're operating. So in 2023, after considering this concept, the city submitted a letter of intent to participate in this regional housing trust. And over the next 2 years, San Bernardino County government's drafted the governance and legal framework that is needed to move this forward. In February of this year, we presented this to our housing committee, and the committee supported advancing the draft agreement to the full council for consideration. As of a few days ago, there are 13 agencies that have scheduled this item for their councils, and there are 6 additional agencies that have stated that they will be doing so in the next few weeks. So potentially by a month or 2 out, we might have 19 agencies in the trust. So the goal of this effort is to basically fund and support the development of affordable housing in the county, and to do so collaboratively, to create economies of scale, to create closer working relationships between the cities and the counties, and to leverage each other's strengths. So the benefits of the local agency participation, or participation in this trust, are we're going to have the county as a whole, and the trust itself is going to have greater access to state and federal funding. The trust has in fact already been tentatively awarded $5 million from SCAG under the REAP 2.0 program. That is contingent on the trust being formed and having their first meeting by the end of June this year. At this point, you'll see a little bit later, there's a schedule where they're targeting May for the first meeting. So the idea is that this regional coordination among cities and the county is going to strengthen our competitiveness when it comes to applying for grant funds. It's also important to note that the state in the past 5 years has created more and more funding programs that really target trusts, because they're seeing the good that they're doing and the power that they bring, this collaboration brings. So they are, some of their bond money and some of their programs are directly targeting these types of trusts to funnel the money into the local community through these trusts. The shared administrative capacity is going to reduce local burdens on everyone. And one of the key attributes here is the city maintains full land use authority. Okay, this trust is being set up to effectively act like a bank. They do have some, to finance projects. They do have with board approval, the ability to buy land, but that's about it beyond financing, providing financing to agencies. So their goal is to simply provide gap financing to try and fill the financing needs of affordable housing developments in the county. So what the agreement does is it sets up a joint powers authority which is authorized under Government Code 6500. It coordinates the affordable housing financing as a whole throughout the county, the monies that they'll get. I mentioned that they've already qualified for $5 million in funding from SCAG. One of the other areas that these trusts have done well in is in seeking private foundation money. So that's something that when cities try to go that road alone, they tend to be, because they're smaller, they really don't have the leverage or the influence to access some of those private funds. The trusts, larger trusts in the state have had quite a bit of success there. So that's another area in which I think we'll benefit from the work of the trust as a whole. That'll reduce duplication across jurisdictions, making the whole thing more efficient. And it's going to support regional housing and economic development goals, because housing and economic development are so closely tied to each other. So the governance structure is, at a minimum, there's going to be a 5-member board. Every member agency gets to appoint one director, typically an elected official. Above that, each member agency, or the board as a whole, is going to appoint or has to appoint 2 directors that have expertise and experience in policies related to housing and homelessness. In some cases, that may be an elected official who comes out of that, who has that background. In other cases, maybe the board would consider to appoint somebody from the private sector or affordable housing developer, somebody that has policy experience in those areas. The directors will serve 2-year terms, and they have unlimited reappointments to those terms if the city would like to keep the same member on a continuous basis. Financial framework. The trust is going to have administrative expenses, and those administrative expenses are going to be paid for by the members of the trust through fees. The estimated annual cost to us, if we end up with 19 at full operation, is $29,000 a year. The trust expects at full operation to have about a $500,000 a year budget. The way that the fees are divided up is you take the total population of all of the member agencies, and then you take that same portion that city has. So right now, out of the 16 or 13 agencies that are in it, we would have 6.1% of the population of those 13 agencies, bringing us to 6.1% of the total fees. The fund expects to get to, the trust expects to get to full funding needs in about 3 years as a ramp up. So the first couple of years are not operating at full budget. This year, our fees may be as low as $18,000, ultimately ramping up to $29,000. As I said, if there are more cities that choose to come on board later, then it would reduce those fees even more. If cities choose to leave, our fees and all the remaining members would see increased fees. Project participation is voluntary and project specific. The trust could be approached for funding by a developer, and at the end of the day, the city within which that site or that project is going to exist still has all the authority to approve it or deny it, and it will be, the trust isn't really able to push ahead without the local entity, and they wouldn't want to. The entire board is going to be consist of elected officials from local jurisdictions, so they're very much going to be, I think, acutely aware of what our concerns as a local community will be. Liability and risk. The Joint Powers Authority, any debts, if they choose to issue bonds or take on debts to finance projects, that's a debt only of that agency. It is not, it cannot come back on the member agencies such as Chino. There are very strong indemnification provisions. The trust is required to have insurance to cover all of its liabilities or potential liabilities. Members may withdraw with notice, so we can do that at any time. If we do choose to withdraw, or if any agency or member agency that chooses to withdraw, if they do so, if they had made prior contributions to the trust, they would not be entitled to get those back. So the next steps, the county clerk is going to route, they've recently asked for the city clerk contact information for all the member agencies that are actively pursuing participation in this. They expect to route the agreement in early April for everyone to sign electronically. And then they're going to be looking for the member agencies to designate their director in late April with the goal of having the first Joint Powers Board meeting in May, which will then satisfy the goal, the ultimate goal of setting this up and getting this running by June and getting that $5 million from SCAG. So with that, my recommendations to you are to adopt a resolution 2026-020 approving a joint exercise of powers agreement with San Bernardino Regional Housing Trust, appropriate $25,000 from the Affordable Housing Fund, Fund 310, for the annual membership fees, and authorize the city manager to execute all necessary documents on behalf of the city. That concludes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Chris. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the council on this item? Okay, seeing none, I'll turn it over to council comments. Any comments or questions? No? Then I would entertain a motion and a second, please. Pardon me? Okay, there's a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Burton and a second from Councilman Lucio. Please vote. And this item, Chris, did you vote? Your computer got hijacked?
Do you want to provide a verbal?
All right. Would you like to ask for a verbal?
Councilmember Flores, if you want to
Yes.
provide a thank you. I'll record your vote. There we go.
Everyone else voted yes, so we have a unanimous consent. Item number 10, San Bernardino County Transportation Authority Measure I 3.0. This item is to approve a resolution supporting the expenditure plan presented by San Bernardino County Transportation Authority for the continuation of Measure I. Staff report this evening will be provided by our Director of Public Works, Hyjin Lee, and our Deputy Director of Public Works / City Engineer, Albert Espinoza.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, members in the audience today visiting us here today, and those watching from home. Staff is here tonight to provide an overview and for your consideration and adoption of a resolution supporting the San Bernardino County Transportation Authority, also known as SBCTA, for their proposed updated measure or expenditure plan for Measure I 3.0. A quick little history. Measure I was first approved by San Bernardino County voters in 1989 as a half-cent sales tax dedicated to transportation improvements within the county. It was extended by voters in 2004 to continue funding for highways, major streets, local streets, traffic, and transit projects, and it is set to sunset on March 31st, 2040. The proposed measure would continue Measure I funding and continue the existing 0.5% sales tax for transportation projects after the April 1st, 2040 date, extending the existing program until ended by voters, which means there would be no sunset date. Some Chino projects within the last couple of years. Since 2010, the City of Chino has expended over $22 million in funding for Measure I. This funding has been utilized for the design and construction of over 60 capital projects within the City of Chino. Measure I funds have also been used as local match funds for some of our grant, specifically transportation grants and projects. A few projects that have used Measure I include the State Route 60 at Central Interchange, some of our local pavement slurries that occurred over there by Jefferson Avenue and 10th Street near Chino High School, as well as our latest traffic signal at Fern Avenue and Eucalyptus Avenue. In addition to Measure I's being used for capital projects, they also support our ongoing operations and maintenance with asphalt, concrete, traffic control maintenance programs, which has been also responsible for street repairs such as potholes, sidewalk, curb ramps, and signing and striping improvements throughout the city. So looking at the proposed transportation expenditure plan, created by SBCTA, we're going to look at the three components where the main part is the San Bernardino Valley sub-area, which the City of Chino is a part of. First is local mobility, where it focuses on local roadway, bikeway, sidewalks, curb ramps for their construction and routine maintenance, and repair, and improve localized improvement, meaning it's local control of these funds for us to use in our city. Next is regional mobility, focusing on improving highways and interchanges, bus and rail transit improvements with maintenance, congestion management, and then emerging technologies. And I know Dennis and I were looking at some of what these could be, and they were talking about using artificial intelligence, AI, for such things as adaptive signal timing throughout corridors. So that's just some of the new technology that's emerging that could potentially be used with some of these funds, not just regionally, but even locally. The final component is resourcing operational costs to provide low transit fares for students, seniors, riders with access needs when they use bus or rail. And then other projects or other programs would include encouraging van pool and rideshare programs, and then also creating first and last mile connectivity between a person's home or work, leading to a public transportation hub such as a bus stop or a train station. I've seen some of these things when I worked in the city of Brea, where OCTA, which is our counterpart to SBCTA, would use Uber and Lyft vouchers for riders to get them to that last mile connectivity. So my guess would be is these are very similar things that you see in Orange County or even other counties that perhaps these funds could be used for in that sense. So after continuous engagement with private sector stakeholders, city and county representatives, and SBCTA also did some early voter surveys taking place late last year. They prepared the expenditure plan by the board of directors to continue Measure I, and it could be anticipated to be placed on the November 3rd ballot of this year. So for council consideration, staff is presenting the adoption of Resolution 2026-019, approving support of the Measure I continuation expenditure plan as presented by the board of directors from SBCTA. And that concludes the presentation, and staff's here to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Albert. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the council on item 10? Seeing none. Council comments or questions? Karen, no? Okay, entertain a motion and a second.
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Motion from Councilperson Comstock.
I'll second.
Second from Councilperson Flores. Please vote. Item passes unanimously. Item number 11, federal asset forfeiture duty handguns and accessories. This item is to establish the federal grant and appropriate funds for the purchase of duty handguns and necessary accessories. Our staff report this evening will be provided by our Chief of Police, Kevin Menson, and our Deputy Police Chief, Nicholas Murata.
Well, good evening, Mayor and members of council. We're here for tonight before you for your consideration is the potential to upgrade our department handguns through federal asset forfeiture funds. So a little background on this. Our training unit's motto is they're on the cutting edge of training and technology, and they are constantly evaluating our equipment. They're looking for the latest tools, things that can improve officer safety, increase efficiency, but also being cost effective. Over the past year, our training unit and our firearms instructors have conducted an analysis of our department handguns. This testing led to the recommendation to update the department-issued handgun. We currently issue the Glock 17 9mm handgun. We've had that in place for over 10 years. And our firearms instructors and our training unit, as well as officers selected throughout the department, have been testing numerous platforms as new technologies emerge. And they unanimously selected the Staccato 2011 as the next potential department handgun. They selected it for two main reasons, is because of the performance and the safety that the handgun provides. Officers noted that they had a significant reduction in felt recoil, making them feel more confident in shooting the gun. We noticed increased accuracy under stress. We had improvement in qualification scores during our testing phase. We had reduced split times in between shots. And all of these are to reduce the risk of unintended injury to bystanders, increasing the safety to our community. It should be noted that this has been adopted by, this weapon system has been adopted by over 1,000 agencies throughout the nation, and locally, Ontario PD adopted it as their department-issued firearm, as well as Montclair PD. And the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department is right now in the testing and evaluation portion to see if they're going to adopt it as well. I also like to note that our SWAT team has been using the Staccato platform for several years now, and they noted the performance and the reliability of the platform, and they prefer it over the Glock 17. So we're requesting to use federal asset forfeiture funds for this purchase. We receive equitable sharing funds from our participation in federal investigations. They're used for specific purchases to fund law enforcement purchases that are not otherwise budgeted for. We cannot supplant with asset forfeiture funds. They're for one-time equipment purchases that serve a legitimate law enforcement purpose, and the funds are used directly to enhance public safety operations. The cost breakdown on this to purchase all of the handguns and the associated equipment, including the holsters and the red dot systems for the firearms, is approximately $296,000. That includes all the equipment. That includes training from Staccato to train our firearms instructors for the transition course for the entire police agency. That's a lifetime warranty on the handgun. And it also includes a loaner program. If our officer's involved in an officer-involved shooting, they will send us a loaner for free while the gun is being held for the investigation. All this would be covered by asset forfeiture, and there would be no impact to the general fund. So tonight we're requesting to appropriate $296,014.05 from the fund balance of the Asset Forfeiture Department of Justice Fund 120 for the purchase of duty handguns and all necessary accessories, and to authorize the city manager to execute all necessary documents on behalf of the city. That's the end of our presentation, unless there's any questions.
Thank you very much, Nick. Anyone in the audience have any questions or comments on item number 11? Seeing none, any council comments or questions? Very quiet council this evening. Okay, then I would entertain a motion. Okay, motion
I'll
from
second.
Mayor Pro Tem Burton, second from Councilperson Lucio. Please vote.
What are you guys going to do with your other handguns?
We're actually going to trade them in for a credit. It comes to about $31,000 that we can get back for 75 of those weapons.
Who do you trade them into?
The company Staccato will actually purchase them directly, and then they can resell them through an FFL.
And it's American made, right?
Yeah, they're made in Texas.
Okay, the item passes unanimously. Item number 12, approval of settlement agreement with K. Hovnanian for required accessibility and public works improvements. This item is to approve the settlement agreement between the City of Chino and K. Hovnanian for required improvements per the Americans with Disabilities Act, California law, and the Chino Municipal Code and applicable subdivision improvement agreement. Our staff report this evening will be provided by our city attorney, Mr. Fred Galante.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the council and all those present. I was instructed not to include legal jargon in this presentation by your esteemed city manager, so I will disregard her suggestion. This item is for the approval of a settlement agreement between the city and a housing developer, K. Hovnanian, and it pertains to outstanding Americans with Disability Act, ADA required, and other public improvements. The development at issue is referred to as Sonata at the Reserve, and it's located south of Bickmore Avenue and north of the Southern California Edison easement between Rincon Meadows Avenue and Mill Creek Avenue. As this council will recall, back in 2022, the city entered into several settlement agreements with various developers in the city where outstanding ADA-related improvements existed. There had been long-standing disputes regarding their obligation to comply with the ADA after the closure of their project, or as they believed was their closure of their project. The the present case, K. Hovnanian did not agree to participate in those settlement discussions. Instead, it sued the city, disputing its obligation to comply with the ADA requirements as well as the city's guidelines to meet those requirements. And it argued with the court that it did not have to complete any further changes to those improvements, and that it should be receiving a certificate of completion from the city and a release of all its construction-related bonds. Our office successfully defended that lawsuit, and the judge awarded the city virtually all the attorney's fees and costs incurred in our defense of the case, totaling $33,597.50. This proposed settlement agreement with K. Hovnanian includes the requirement for K. Hovnanian to pay those attorney's fees and costs in full per the award by the court, and also to perform a list of outstanding improvements as described in the punch list attached to the agreement. The prior settlement agreements I referenced, as you may recall, structured each development under various categories, A through D, depending on when the improvements had been constructed. This technically would fall under category A, which is some of the older improvements, pre-2016 improvements. This was completed in 2014. So the normal category A structure was that the city just simply accepts all the improvements, except for some administrative items, but no further construction or rehabilitation of those improvements was required. However, unlike those other settlements, this agreement actually requires the developer to complete a punch list at its cost of all of those outstanding issues. And I worked with your Public Works Department, and one of the reasons I know this was presented to the council in closed session some time ago, but there was significant back and forth on the scope of those required outstanding improvements. That has been agreed to and is included with the settlement agreement. I think that gives a broad overview of this matter. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions or comments from the audience? When are these items supposed to be completed, Fred?
Pardon? When are they supposed to be completed? If I may defer to Jesus Placencia, he may have a better sense of that.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. So I believe per the settlement agreement, the punch list items have to be addressed before the project comes back to the council for formal acceptance. So it's like any other project where they have to have everything done, and we're basically on the same page as far as coming back to get their bonds released and for the city to actually take over the maintenance of the improvements.
So what time frame are we looking at?
I think that's something that we'd have to check with the developer on the timing of when they're going to complete all the punch list items, because there's quite a few things that they have to complete, and off the top of my head, I don't recall there being a specific time frame.
Well, Fred, since this has been an issue for a number of years, what's to prevent this from dragging on forever?
Well, the city's holding on to their bonds so that they are highly incentivized to complete those improvements. They've agreed, as I mentioned, to the outstanding improvements. There is a clause in the agreement, and I was trying to scroll through it and find it, that requires the developer to complete them expeditiously. Sorry, I don't have that in front of me.
Well, let's say they don't cooperate. Let's say they continue to procrastinate and don't get it done. Can we pull those bonds and get the work done?
Yes, we retain the bonds. If they breach the agreement, we obviously have a breach of contract option to pursue against the developer. Yeah, there is just the standard clause. They have to, there's a provision that parties have to act expeditiously. We could certainly add that, a specific timeline. I'm not sure if we could come up with something very detailed on the timeline to improve it. I got the sense that it wasn't too large of a punch list, so it shouldn't take long. And I could simply say the council wants a firm closure date.
Well, I would say that we need to come up with a date and hold them to it. I mean, this has gone on way, way, way too long, and I don't really have any faith in them stepping up and completing the work. So I would suggest that we come up with a date, and then if they miss that date, pull those bonds and get the work done. And I would like you to keep the council informed.
Certainly, I will work with Mr. Placentia to come up with an appropriate timeline, and I will insert it into the agreement and let the council know.
Okay, and then please inform the council.
Absolutely.
Okay. Any comments, questions?
No.
All right, we need a verbal motion and a second then.
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Okay, motion from Councilperson Comstock. Second from Councilperson Lucio. Please vote. Item passes unanimously. Okay, next item on the agenda is mayor and council reports. Wednesday, March 11th, I attended the mayor's prayer breakfast. Monday, March 16th, I attended the investment committee with Councilmember Flores and attended the legislative committee with Councilmember Comstock. On Wednesday, March 18th, City Manager Reich and I met with Senator Rubio, Susan Rubio, in her Ontario office for kind of a casual meeting and also an update on a few items. Thursday, March 19th, I attended the Salute to Public Safety, which is always a really nice event. Our Corporal Alex Courtney was awarded the Police Officer of the Year and Professional Staff Member Police Service Officer Melissa Zendejas, or Marissa rather. Marissa, not Melissa.
Second time.
For this, yeah, Alex was the second time Police Officer of the Year, which has never happened before. So I'm looking forward to having them come to a future council meeting so that the public can acknowledge them. And then I would like to thank all of those who attended my husband's funeral on the 12th and a celebration of life. I want to thank all of the volunteers who made everything so very special. And I'd like to thank Pastors Jack Hibbs and George Sasso for an amazing ceremony, and all those who shared in the effort at Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills. They just made the whole graduation to heaven a very, very special event. I'd like to thank Jerovia for sharing her beautiful voice with everyone attending. And I'd like to thank all of those who have sent cards and flowers and their well wishes. It's been a difficult time, but our family has really appreciated all the thoughts and concerns. Mayor Pro Tem Burton, you have item number 13.
Thank you, Mayor, very much. I'd like to request approval of community support contribution to the Chino Valley YMCA, please.
Okay, we need a verbal motion and a second.
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
A motion from Councilperson Flores. Second from Councilperson Lucio. Please vote. Your item passes unanimously.
Thank you, Mayor. It's been kind of interesting the last couple of weeks. We've had a pause in our council meeting, so this is going to be a little long, so I apologize. On the 4th, I attended the SBCTA meeting and then the annual Chino PD Awards ceremony with the mayor. The 5th, I attended a reading day at Howard Cattle Elementary School, Mrs. Garrison's second grade class. I had the very good fortune of being able to read to that class because my grandson attends Mrs. Garrison's class. So that was pretty neat that I was able to be there for that. After that, I attended the Chino Basin Desalter Agency meeting, the 7th, the Derriere 5K run down at Ayala Park occurred. After that, the opening day for Chino National Little League. And then after that occurred, it was a busy Saturday, actually. Linda and I, our city manager, attended the conversation and coffee with Senator Susan Rubio at the community building. Very well attended. On the 9th, my one-on-one with the city manager. The 10th, we had a city council study session. On the 11th, the mayor's prayer breakfast. The 12th, I also attended the celebration for life for Bob Uloa and Mayor. It was a wonderful service. It just was incredible. I just appreciated everything that was said. I knew Bob very well, I thought, but I really got to know him much better listening to the family speak. One of the cool things there was Bob was a huge USC Trojans fan. They actually had the Trojan horse out there that day. And that was amazing.
I was shocked.
Yeah, it was awesome. But Mayor, it was great. What a great service that was. We support you, and we just really appreciated everything that was said that day.
Thank you very much. I think he would have been very pleased.
I think so too. On the 14th, I attended for the mayor an Eagle Scout ceremony for Dresden Rose. And then after that, I went to opening day for Chino American Little League on the 18th. I had a meeting with a developer in reference to the Riverside Drive and Magnolia project that's going to be coming up across from Super Chili Burger. It's on the southwest corner. They plan on putting in some condominiums at that location. So we had a discussion about that. They have some ideas, and we're kicking some things around for them. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see here. Then I attended the State of the City for the City of Ontario with our Assistant City Manager, Jackie Melendez. Very nice presentation by Ontario. They have a lot of things going in Ontario. They've got a ballpark going up, and they made sure everybody knew it. It's pretty cool. It really is. On the 19th, the WFA meeting. After that, the Water Master Advisory meeting, and then I attended the Salute to Public Safety down at Los Serranos Golf Course with the mayor. And once again, Corporal Courtney, being the police officer of the year, that guy is everywhere. I mean, you look around, Corporal Courtney is everywhere all the time. He's at all the events. He takes the barbecue out for the police association. He does an incredible job. He's just a stand-up guy. And not only that, but he takes his family with him. He's out there, and so is his family. So that's pretty neat. On the 21st, the Chino Valley Youth Track and Field Meet. I attended that at Chino High School. On the 23rd, I had an ARC meeting here at City Hall, my one-on-one with the city manager, and then ended, obviously, today with the city council meeting. I'd also like to congratulate Mike Garcia with his 35 years in the boxing program. Mike did an amazing job. Very dedicated individual. Been there a long time, and congratulations to Mike. And Mayor, that's all I have.
Okay, Councilmember Comstock.
Thank you, Mayor. On March 9th, I attended my meeting with the city manager and staff. That's my weekly meeting I have with our team. Also, during the week of March 9th, this was Read Across America Week, and I read to Ms. Rizzo's class at Walnut Elementary. It's a fun week of reading for the kids. They enjoyed it. We actually read The Giving Tree to that class. March 10th, I attended the City Council study session here with the rest of the council and staff in chambers. On March 12th, I, along with the rest of the council, attended the celebration of life for your husband, Mayor. Again, enough has been said about that. That was a beautiful ceremony that really honored him and was uplifting, and was nice. By the way, your children and yourself, Mayor, as well as Pastor Jack and George Sasso just did a great job in eulogizing him. On March 16th, I attended the Legislative Policy Committee meeting here with the mayor. And then on March 19th, I attended the Inland Empire Division Chapter meeting for Cal Cities hosted by the city of Yucaipa. We had a good turnout for that division meeting. We also received a presentation by a company called IREN. They are regional electricity networks, regional energy networks up and down the state that are helping us to take money that's earmarked for cities and turn them into projects here at the local level. And now we have one in the Inland Empire. So it's called the Inland Regional Energy Network. So that was actually a good presentation by them, but that did cause me to miss the salute to Public Safety, Chief Gable and Chief Minson. I am not surprised to learn that Alex Courtney is the Officer of the Year again. What an honor to receive that twice in his career. And I do not know the professional staff member, but I'm sure very well deserved. But to Alex Courtney and his family, Councilmember Burton is correct. That man leads by example, and that is the finest way to lead. And I'm sure that he was very honored to receive that. I saw some pictures of him, and I'm sure he was very honored to receive that award. So congratulations to both of them, and the rest of the recipients as well. On March 23rd, I attended the Infrastructure Committee meeting here with our staff and Councilmember Lucio. That brings me to today. I attended a joint, later in that same day, I attended today I attended a joint planning meeting with Cal City's representative from the Inland Empire and Riverside County to prepare for our joint meeting that we have with Riverside County on May 20th. It's going to be a good meeting. We're going to have both the Sheriff for San Bernardino County, which is Shannon Dykes, and the Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco speak at this meeting, along with hopefully our Chief of Police, Kevin Minson, the Riverside Chief of Police, Larry Gonzalez, and we are going to be discussing subjects such as, now that Proposition 36 has passed, we are still receiving challenges in the full implementation of that proposition and proper funding for it, as well as training for police officers, as well as AB 1383, which is suggesting a change in pension benefit for public safety moving forward, and local immigration and policy issues, as well as information technology and AI policy issues. That's going to be a great meeting. It's not open to the public. It's open to elected officials, city managers, and members of Cal Cities. It will be hosted at the Ontario Convention Center. I do believe the information that is going to be presented there on those 4 subjects are going to be worthy of anybody who wants to attend and listen to those topics. I will be working with my counterparts in both Riverside and San Bernardino County to continue to bring forth a good program for us on that date.
When is that going to be again, Karen?
May 20th at the Ontario Convention Center. That being said, Mayor, that concludes my report. I also want to congratulate Mike Garcia for his countless hours of service, all the boxers that were here today, they're so cute, and our Business of the Month award winners. Thank you, Mayor. That concludes my report.
Okay, Councilmember Flores.
Thank you, Mayor. On the 10th, I attended the City Council study session as well. On the 12th, again, Mayor, it's been mentioned the celebration of life for your dear husband, Robert Uloa. I will say, Mayor, one of the many takeaways I had from that kind of made me chuckle there was a story that was shared when they would ask Bob, hey, where are you going? Where are you going? And his response would be, I'm going crazy, right? When he would leave and kind of do what he had to do during the day.
Or to the dogs.
Yeah, or to the dogs. I thought that was sweet, yeah. On the 16th, I had a ribbon cutting for Wellbeing Coffee, and that's actually the first ribbon cutting that we had in the city so there's a partnership that's going on between the chamber and the city, and most of the businesses that are opening up now have membership with the chamber, and a part of that comes a ribbon cutting, so they were very, very excited and thoughtful, and so it was good coffee. I tried it that day, and so if you guys ever get a chance to visit, they're off of Central Avenue and Francis Avenue. On the 17th, I attended the Chamber Board meeting, and with that being said, just want to congratulate Mike Garcia as well. And Mayor, Su carniceria. Thank you.
You know, I have tried and tried and tried to roll R's and it never works. Councilman Lucio.
Yes. On the 10th, I attended their council workshop. Also, I attended Bob's funeral on the 12th. And I will say that was, I just wish one day, you know, since we were all going to pass away, that my kids say such nice things that they said about your husband.
Thanks.
I think that's a testament to the way Bob was when all your children remember all the wonderful things you did. You know, and it's, as a parent, you know, you sacrifice and give up a lot to make sure that your kids go with. But it was amazing to see that they truly appreciated that. So that was very memorable. On the 16th through the 19th, I attended a 32-hour training class on emergency management concepts, which basically ran a bunch of simulations for various emergencies. It was up in Tulare County, just what our roles and responsibilities are and how we're supposed to respond when incidents happen. It was a great class. On the 23rd, I met with Tamika Carter, which is a homecoming resident, who had some insights on what's going on over at the homecoming, some of her concerns, and some of the ways that she believes that we should be looking at tackling some of the issues that we have there. Later on the 23rd, I also had an Infrastructure Streets Committee meeting. And I just want to say that congratulations to Mike Garcia. That program's been around a long, long time. He's been a part of it for a long time. He's impacted a lot of kids. And he did a great job. And it's not just the Chino kids, but I've taken my son down there, and he's 13 years old. And I'll tell you, those kids work hard, because my son went there, and the little bit they put him through really pushed him. And it's not kids just from Chino, but kids from all over that obviously are at that milestone in their lives where, you know, choices can be made, and sometimes kids don't make the best choices, but the kids that are coming here are making a better choice by being here as opposed to being out on the streets, because when you're out on the streets, that's when deviancy happens, and unfortunately, bad decisions can come. And one of the things I told my son, I went up there for the Pac-12 championships from the 6th to the 12th. Literally, when you go to Cal Poly St. Louis Obispo, and then you drive 3 miles down the Highway 1, you see the men's colony, which is a level 3 prison yard. And you see there, and you look at kids that made the right decisions and did the right things, and they're in college, and they're living that college life. But then you go 3 miles away, and you're seeing the same age kids that made different decisions and living a completely different life. And that's a testament to having opportunities for these kids to get involved in things so that they occupy the time other than having idle time and making bad choices. And obviously parents are a big deal. So when the parents aren't around, then we need to make sure that we offer services for these kids so that we can make sure that there's somebody, a coach or somebody that can reach out to them and make sure that they are going in the right direction. So I just want to make sure that we start focusing on that, especially in some of our problem areas, that we start trying to develop programs there, because I really hate to see us lose our kids because we don't have anything for them down in certain areas. But that's all I have, and congratulations to Mike, and that's it.
City Manager's report.
No report tonight, Mayor.
Mr. Galante.
No legal report, but I would like to concur with the comments that were made about Bob's celebration of life. It was truly heartwarming. I was impressed how he seemed to live life to the fullest. I can't say I've ever known anyone who's owned a hot air balloon, which was a pretty impressive undertaking. So, but nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. Director's report. Nothing, hi, Jen? Okay. Chief Menson.
Thank you, Mayor. 2 things. So we're hosting a CERT basic training class that's starting April 14th. It's free to anyone that would like to attend, and it's really just basic training for our community members to learn the basic of disaster preparedness, disaster training. It's, like I said, it's free, and you can sign up. You go on our social medias to click on the link to sign up for that. And again, that starts on April 14th. And then just secondly, it's yesterday and today traveled up to Sacramento with the sheriff, our district attorney, and all of the chiefs in San Bernardino County. We travel up there once a year and meet with legislators throughout the state and discuss bills that specifically affect public safety. While we're up there, we had the opportunity to meet with our legislator, Senator Rubio, and Assemblymember Michelle Rodriguez. And there is some bills obviously concerning us, and there's some bills that we would like to see passed, that specifically dealing with parole and senior parole, what they call elderly parole, and doing some reform on that. Obviously, some of these immigration bills that affect hiring for law enforcement. So we had the opportunity when we met with these legislators to go over these bills and the consequences of them if they were to pass in the form that they're in right now. So it was a good meeting. It was quick, but it was really good.
Yes.
Chief, I hate to put you on the spot, but I'm just wondering if there's any update on the 1,000 prisoners that are being transferred over to Chino from Norco.
So we have a meeting scheduled with the warden in a couple of weeks. We'll have a little bit more information at that meeting. Our concern with that is, as you know, last year we worked really hard with Assemblymember Rodriguez in getting the Joint Legislative Audit Committee to approve an audit of the institution. And our concern is that we are adding inmates to the institution prior to us seeing the results of that audit, which shouldn't come in until probably about August is what we're hearing when the audit should be back, and we should get the results of it. So from what initial reports, when we heard from the prison, these inmates are going to be going in there in May. So, which, yeah, gives us some concern because we don't truly know the condition of the institution, and that's why we wanted that audit. So we did have the opportunity to speak to Assemblymember Rodriguez, and so, I mean, I'll hold out completely until we have this meeting with the warden here in a couple of weeks, but as of things stands now, yeah, we're definitely not in support of it with the information that we have because of all the information we provided for the audit, and it included the escape from 2018, that escape from that same yard where they're now opening back up and adding the 1,000 inmates.
What about the mental health facility?
Yeah, the 50-bed mental health facility, and don't quote me, I think it's in the fall when it's supposed to be open. I haven't heard much about it. I don't know we'll find out a little bit more from the warden on what the status or what's going on with that. Again, that's a little bit different of a circumstances because that's a brand new building. Everything's new, the infrastructure with that, as opposed to the F facility, which is, and we saw that hands-on after the escape in 2018. So
Have they started building?
Yeah, they have.
I don't know. I think they did, yes.
They did? Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Deputy Chief Gable.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, council members, executive staff, public. Just a few quick updates. I think I mentioned it a few meetings ago, so we're hiring 4 fire recruits. They start the academy April 13th. They'll hit the floor the first week of June, serving this great community. And then just a quick update on Fire Station 68. We were there this morning for a meeting with our general contractor, our architect team, and our project management team. It's going along well. We did have some delays due to the rain. We had 36 rain day delays, unfortunately. However, it's moving forward. If you drive up there right now and take a quick peek, the steel I-beams are up. You can see where the front of the station and the rear of the station are. All the footings are in. All the walls are dug for the perimeter walls, so they're moving right along. So hopefully it'll be the latter part of the year that'll be completed, and we'll be able to staff that fully and have another station to serve this great community. And that's all I have this evening, unless you have any questions for me.
Thank you very much.
Mayor, he's being modest. He just got promoted to deputy chief last week.
Congratulations, Greg.
Congratulations. Okay, with that, we are going to adjourn to our regular meeting, which will be held on Tuesday, April 7th at 6 o'clock with closed session no earlier than 4 if needed. With that, we are adjourned.